Annie, if you could please call the roll.
Mayor Paulin,
Here.
Vice Mayor Satula,
Here.
Councilman Smith,
Here.
Town Manager Hicks.
Here.
All right, moving on to the approval of minutes, June 3rd town meeting minutes and June 19th work session minutes.
Mr. Mayor, I move we accept the minutes as presented.
Mr. Mayor, I second it.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? And the minutes are approved. Moving on to reports of officers, boards, and committees. First, the permits report.
I have two permits reports because we didn't have one last month. So this is the one for May 2019. Building permits, May 2nd, Remodel USA for Colin Sutherland, 15 Rivers Edge Terrace, remodel bathroom. May 2nd, Tri-County Energy for Julian and Annette Frazier, 4674 Strauss Avenue for a pellet stove. May 6th, Mark and Connie Lagana, 3 Woodsum Drive, above ground pool. May 7th, Renewable Energy for Larry Brown, 4100 Arthur Ross Place, solar panels. May 8th, KP Contracting for Teresa Miller, 2 Oak Road for a deck. May 15th, Topher Construction for Hampstead Charles Landing Partnership, 26 Jameson Court, fire restoration. May 15th, Milmar and Son Builders for single-family dwelling, 31 6th Street. May 15th, NRG Associates 3 Oakside Lane, roof replacement. May 15th, NRG Associates 38 Chinaberry Lane, roof replacement. May 20th, Martinez Gray, 4400 Strauss Avenue for a fence. Use and occupancy permits, May 23rd, Paul Vaness, 102 Beecher Avenue, single-family dwelling repairs. May 29th, K&N Properties, 7 Gearing Court, single-family dwelling remodel. No temporary use and occupancy permits and no demolition permits. There was one grading permit, May 15th, Milmar and Son Builders for James and Betty Palmer, 31 6th Street, single-family dwelling. No sign permits and no temporary sign permits. For June 2019, there were no building permits. There were 2 use and occupancy permits. June 19th, Teresa Miller, 2 Oak Road for a deck. June 19th, D&T Properties, 4690 Strauss Avenue, single-family dwelling. No temporary use and occupancy permits, no demolition permits, no grading permits, no sign permits, and no temporary sign permits.
Okay, thank you. On to the finance report. Ginger?
May 2019 beginning cash balance, $276,351.66. Total revenues, $408,774.34. Total expenditures, $230,737, with an ending cash balance of $454,389,000. Total investments, $1,059,913.76. And then June, beginning cash balance is $454,389. Total revenues, $300,822.68. Total expenditures, $393,108.30, with an ending cash balance of $362,103.38. Total investments, $975,460.02. Any questions?
Moving on to town manager, code enforcement, and planning commission reports.
Town Managers Report, June 2019. Boardwalk. We are waiting for the schedule of approval from the Maryland Board of Public Works. Online bill pay. It is currently operational. We had some issues with it, but once again, it is currently operational. Bond bill. Bond bill, we received some money from the state to purchase the old PNC building and to renovate the PNC building. We are waiting for PNC to relocate the ATM machine into the parking lot. That should be taking place within the next few months. Wastewater treatment plant, the blower replacement project, which was fully funded via MDE, is complete. The restrooms on the Village Green, Soil Conservation District review is complete, and the plans have been approved. Town is working on stormwater ordinance. It's currently in the draft phase. The town is also looking to update its building code, zoning code, and its comp plan. A flood study is underway in the Knott's and Teets neighborhoods. The field work is complete. We have the recommendations from Arrow. The report will be reviewed at our July work session. And last but not least, if you see someone new in the town hall, that is a free intern that the town has received. Her name is Deja Tunsil, and she's provided by the Tri-County Council of Southern Maryland. Code enforcement report, June 2019. The town issued 30 notices of violations during the month. 7 grass and weeds, 1 rubbish and garbage, 2 work performed without a permit, 3 rental license violations, 1 property maintenance, 1 nuisance, 1 zoning/livestock violation, a pig, 4 grass and weed fines, 1 work performed without a permit fine, 2 property maintenance fines, 1 grass and weed citation, 2 rubbish and garbage citations, and 4 property maintenance citations. The town also performed 60 rental inspections during the month. Planning Commission report, June 2019. The Planning Commission discussed the TCMX zone. They will discuss the topic further at a joint meeting with the town council.
Moving on, we have Parks and Rec and Environmental Sustainability Committee reports.
Okay, I just have one thing for Parks and Rec. On June 15th, the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha, who adopted Simmons Park, they had a Juneteenth event, and it was widely attended. And I'd like to also recognize our first Airbnb in town, Miss Deja Travis. Has been designated our first Airbnb, so we thank you, and we're looking for more people to get involved in home businesses. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Moving on, straight to community affairs. Karen?
Good evening. Just short and sweet. We do have other summer events. There's flyers for everything on the back table. On Thursday, our July 4th event will occur. It starts at 3:30 with a patriotic kickoff at the fountain. 4 to 8 are the amusement rides that we get from Fantasy World Entertainment. And 4 o'clock, also the food booths open. And we have live entertainment on the outdoor stage from 4 to 8. Will be DJ Rockin' Roger, and from 6 to 9 is Flippin' Eyelids. And of course, I had a couple of questions on how can Roger be on at the same time. He will play from 4 to 6, and then the Flippin' Eyelids, when they take a break, Roger fills in. And also Roger will make periodic announcements for us and for all vendors and any kind of advertising and that kind of thing. Fireworks, of course, will be provided sometime after 9 when it gets dark. Should, and I say should, because I've been here, this is my 25th 4th of July, and should it rain and actually cause us to cancel them, then they would just be held on Friday the 5th. They would be shot on Friday the 5th, and we would have none of those other things, the entertainment and whatnot. Also, the Lunch on Us program, which is in conjunction with the Charles County Board of Education, is on full in effect, and it runs through August 16th. It's Monday through Friday. And here in Indian Head, you can get a bag lunch at the Simmons Park in Woodland Village, and that time frame is from 12:45 to 1:15, and also just before that in Charles Landing Apartments, also known as Jameson Court, at the playground from 12 to 12:30. You do have to eat the lunch there at the picnic tables and on site with Miss Pam and the other ladies that come to those 2 sites. And then there's a whole list on the flyer back there throughout the county, and it's a free lunch, and it actually looks quite yummy. I've seen them. Do you just want me to roll into the fire chief? The fire department, okay. The fire chief apologizes for his absence tonight. He did ask me to remind us to leave the fireworks to the professionals, follow all Maryland laws, and remember that only ground-based fireworks are legal. And I believe Officer Dooley's going to touch more on that, so I will leave that alone. And as the mayor mentioned, we lost Porter Hamrick, and we're certainly going to miss him. His visitation will be at the Indian Head Volunteer Fire Department on Friday, July the 5th from 4 to 8 with the Fireman's Prayer Service at 7 p.m. His funeral service will be at Indian Head Baptist Church on Raymond Avenue on Saturday, July the 6th at 10 a.m. And then they're having the repast at the fire department after the service. That's all I have. Did anybody have any questions for anything? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Community policing report, Officer Dooley.
Couple things to touch on. There is a virtual crime watch brochure out front. Just it in a nutshell, the Sheriff's Office is partnering with crimereports.com to allow citizens in the county to register their cameras with the Sheriff's Office. Your information will be maintained through us confidentially. You don't have to worry about it being leaked or anything. And basically what it'll do is if a crime's committed in the area, we'll be able to look at a map, and citizens that have registered, your camera will pop up on the map. So if a crime happens, say, on a street corner where you happen to be pointing a camera at, we can get in touch with you and hopefully review the footage. So maybe that'll help us solve some extra crimes. Couple things to go over in the town. There was an armed robbery on June 25th on Shelton Court. It involved a gentleman making contact with somebody on the website OfferUp. So he was doing an online purchase of a phone, essentially an iPhone. He bought it online for $300, but when he showed up to this meeting place, they robbed him instead. So they've been identified and charges are pending, but I just wanted to bring this up so we're mindful. If we're utilizing online websites to buy or sell things, make sure we're not meeting at the end of a cul-de-sac somewhere. Go somewhere public, go to a store, go to the mall, go somewhere you're going to be very visible with lots of witnesses, and bring friends with you. Also, there was a shed burglary on June 23rd on Thompson Lane. It was an unlocked shed with a chainsaw and fishing rods taken out of it. And there's also been some sporadic theft from cars, still unlocked cars. So I just wanted to bring up the shed too, because they're moving on to sheds now. So just make sure we're locking and securing our property to make sure that we're not giving people an easy opportunity to take things. The last thing I had was, obviously July 4th is coming up. It hasn't really happened over here yet, knock on wood, but in Waldorf usually we have accidents involving pedestrians because it's dark out and people tend to wear dark clothing. Just make sure if you're going to be walking to the site, just wear some bright articles or reflective clothing. That way people are more able to see you. And the town will be setting up an exclusionary zone also, so you know. It's the orange fencing. If you haven't seen it yet, orange plastic fencing. That's the safety zone for the fireworks. If you're on that side of it, they won't be shooting off the fireworks. So I'm just letting you know, so when you set up your site where you're going to watch the fireworks, just make sure it's on this side of the orange fencing. That's all I had. Does anybody have any questions for me?
No questions.
All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
The complaint of the golf cart was brought up last meeting. I actually talked to one of the gentlemen that was operating the golf cart and explained to him it's against the law, and he hasn't been seen on the street with it since. Any more complaints about it, please call non-emergency and let us know about it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on. We have no briefings. On to presentations and recognitions. We have a proclamation. Annie?
Okay. Juneteenth, whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring the slaves in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America, and whereas word about the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, and reaching authorities and African Americans in the South and Southwestern United States, whereas Emancipation Day observations are held on different days in different states in the South and Southwest and in other parts of the nation, and whereas June 19th has a special meaning to African Americans and is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by the African American community for over 150 years, whereas the women of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Nu Zeta Omega Chapter, host the annual Juneteenth celebration in the town of Indian Head, which will take place at Francis and Gladys Simmons Park on a Saturday during the week of June 19th. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of the town of Indian Head to be affixed to this proclamation this first day of July 2019, whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, declaring the slaves in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America, and whereas word about the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, and reaching authorities and African Americans in the South and Southwestern United States, Whereas Emancipation Day observations are held on different days in different states in the South and Southwest and in other parts of the nation. And whereas June 19th has a special meaning to African Americans, and it's called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by the African American community for over 150 years. Whereas the annual Juneteenth celebration in the town of Indian Head will take place and urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of this celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation. And in town, in witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the town of Indian Head. Now therefore, the mayor and council of the town of Indian Head do hereby declare June 19th as Juneteenth in the town of Indian Head and urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of this celebration in African American history and in the heritage of our nation and town.
Thank you, Annie. I think we have a change for the duplicate.
There's a lot of repetition, yeah.
All right, Mr. Mayor, I move we accept the proclamation in an edited version.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and the proclamation is approved, Juneteenth in Indian Head. All right, moving on. Resolutions, none. Ordinances, none. Petitions, none. Unfinished business, none. New business, none. On to miscellaneous announcement of upcoming meetings. Farmers and craft markets are Thursdays, April 4th through October 3rd, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the Village Green. Our annual 4th of July celebration and fireworks, Thursday, July 4th, 3:30 p.m. at the Village Green Park. Town Hall, Community Affairs, and Public Works will be closed Thursday, July 4th, and Friday, July 5th. No trash pickup. Recycling will be picked up on Friday, July 5th. Flea Market will be Saturday, June 6th, and Saturday, June 13th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Village Green. Parks, July. Did I say June?
Yes.
Oh, I apologize. Flea markets will be Saturday, July 6th and July 13th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Village Green Pavilion. Not at the Village Green Pavilion, on the Village Green. Y'all messed me up. Yeah, I messed me up. You're right. Parks and Recreation Commission will meet Wednesday, July 17th, 7 p.m., Senior Center back room, followed by the Environmental Sustainability Committee, on same day, 7:30 p.m. I'm struggling today, y'all. Planning Commission will meet Wednesday, July 17th, 7 p.m. in the Village Green Pavilion. Town Council work session will be Wednesday, July 24th, 3:30 p.m. at Town Hall. Flea Market will be another one, Saturday, August 3rd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Village Green Pavilion. Town meeting will be Monday, August 5th, 7:30 p.m. Village Green Pavilion. National Night Out, Tuesday, August 6th, from 6 to 8. Here at the Village Green. Grandparents 55 and older dinner and concert, Thursday, August 8th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And Community Activities Committee will not have a meeting. I struggled through that one this month. All right.
Made it, though. That's fine.
All right, moving on. Citizens' comments. If you have a comment, please approach the podium, state your name, street.
I'm Sheila Zatal with Advanced Vision Systems. This will be our third year partnering with the town and with the Indian Head Military Alliance Council and putting on the third annual Crabby About Alzheimer's all-you-can-eat crab feast. We're mentioning it now because we don't have another meeting before then. It's going to be held August 3rd. That's a Saturday here in the pavilion. It's 1 to 5 in the afternoon. We've got Soul Patch as the live entertainment. It's all-you-can-eat crabs, beer, and then we have hot dogs and a lot of sides that are donated from the businesses in town. Tickets are $45 ahead of time, $55 at the door, so you want to get them early. And I think most years we sell out, so you want to get them now. Anything else I'm forgetting? All the proceeds go to the Alzheimer's Association for Team Handsome Dad. And you can sponsor Marine. If you can't be there or if you want to sponsor, we have over 300 Marines behind the gate. We would like to include them. So you can see Deidre. She's really stepping out for us this year and doing a lot of advertising and stuff. You can see her for tickets. We've got flyers in the back. Or you can stop by the office and pick up tickets there, or just give us a phone call. The number's on the flyer.
Hello, I'm Penny with Advanced Vision Systems. I just want to let you guys know we're a local business here in town and we are hiring. We have immediate position openings for technicians, junior and senior technicians for security installation. We also have a job opening for a scheduler/coordinator that on a government contract. We do require a secret clearance for that, but the security techs would need a background check and drug testing, of course, but we don't require security clearance for them. I put some flyers back there. If you know of anybody, we'd love to get some younger people that want to get into a field that's growing. This security business is really flourishing. We do everything from access control to intrusion detection, camera systems, hardware and software. So have people come to our office and pick it up. I think the town also put it on their website. Where did you put it, Annie?
Under employment opportunities.
Okay, so check it out. It'll take you right to our website, correct? Okay.
Yep, under employment opportunities. It's also listed on a sidebar on the main page.
You want to give the address for AVSI?
Yeah, we're just right next to Sue's Salon. It's 4165 Indian Head Highway, so we're just right next to Sue there in Hilltop Salon and the dilapidated Algonquin building. That's us. Thank you. Yeah, that's the old C&D carryout. That's a long time ago, Karen.
Good evening, Jeanette McCants, Strauss Avenue. One comment about your Juneteenth proclamation. Can you issue it in June, at the meeting in June, instead of the meeting in July? Because most of the events kind of occur, during the 19th of June.
Right. We wanted to make sure the event, actually, they had the event before we assigned it to, because we added the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority in the proclamation. So,
But
but
even if you
it makes
leave
sense.
them out, just Juneteenth without the event prior.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm getting at? They might not, their event could have been canceled, but you still would want the proclamation issued.
Right.
Okay. Another comment is last week at our district's commissioner's town hall, she gave you a regrets, Mayor. She didn't recognize any of our other elected officials. She gave some good comments about, what's happening in Indian Head now with the Velocity Center, and she mentioned the boardwalk. They gave a lot of information about what's going on in Bryan's Road, but I'm quite sure you'll get that at the next meeting. But our senator was also there, Senator Collins, and there's something that, Mayor, that if you could kind of clear up between the two, they're using the money that we received from the state. I think the Military Alliance Coalition went forward with a proposal. You're going to use it for something. I think it's a bank of computers. You're going to use the bank or something. What do you call it? A community center or a recreation center?
It'll be our family enrichment center.
Your family and what?
Enrichment center.
Okay, and what will it do? What's going to be there? What's the purpose?
We'll have anything from human services partnered with the United Way. We'll also have kind of youth recreation-oriented activities in the facility.
Okay, and the youth-oriented activities will be located in that building, and they will consist of?
Programming isn't done yet because the building has not.
Okay, so just thinking about the size of the building, what kind of youth programs are you looking at when you said recreation?
We plan to expand the facility out and up. We're just awaiting on the money coming through from the state through the bond bill initiatives, and then see how much space we have from there. Once we're able to lay it all out, and then kind of start planning a process from there. We know that we want to have youth-oriented activities, but we haven't really gotten to programming yet since the building isn't up to what we are really seeing it yet. But
Okay, but I'm just mentioning that because the commissioner and Senator Collins. They used community center and recreation center interchangeably for that new building. And I don't remember hearing that, or seeing it in any of our minutes. So, as you progress, and even with your meeting you have a monthly meeting with the commissioner, if you kind of get that squared away so you can take it off the board, because she's trying to help us, with the issues that we're having with the senior center. So community center and recreation center, they can't be interchangeable,
It's a family enrichment center. I mean,
Right,
we do
so-
plan to have, different services.
Right, so I think that, that needs to be squared away. Because now when I go back to Senator Collins based on, and I didn't confront him or anything, but based on, I'm taking more than 3 minutes, Lord. Based on his comments, I just want to let him know that it's not a recreation center.
Well, we do plan to have recreation activities
But
there.
not a recreation center like he described in his comments. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. Small scale probably, and it's not planned, so he wouldn't know, and because you don't know.
Correct.
All right, so that's what we need to get squared away. And then the commissioner, she used community center. So we just need to kind of,
Well, its official title is Family Enrichment Center.
okay, all right. And if you would kind of let the purpose be known so that everybody's on the same sheet of music. Thanks a lot. One other thing. Hey, when the non-emergency number for the fire station, the Indian Head Fire Station, when it's not working,
I would
I'm
not.
saying, who do you contact for the non-emergency number? For a non-emergency,
For the fire department?
for the fire department.
For the fire department?
Our fire department.
You just call 301-932-2222. That's the non-emergency sheriff's office, and they'll connect you to whatever you need for the fire EMS. If it's a emergency, it's 911.
No, non-emergency, and they had a non-emergency number, I think, on the website, but it wasn't working. It was out of order or something, and I'm like, well, who do you call? But I guess, the sheriff's department, they can't get me in touch with the same day with, well, that's kind of moot right now, okay? But, it's just, if we ever needed some information, and you don't want to call the emergency number, it's like, well, who do I call if the non-emergency number is not working? But,
Usually their fire department number, I can't remember it offhand, but
that's okay. The fire chief, he, the next time I'm here and he's here, I'll talk to him about it.
We'll get that information and upload it on the website.
Any other citizens' comments? Okay. Seeing none, meeting adjourned.